Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a really urgent consumer safety alert on our hands right now, and it involves two incredibly popular dog food brands. We are looking at two very active, widespread recalls that carry some severe contamination risks. So we're going to break down exactly what happened, what specific products are affected, and most importantly, what you need to do right now to keep your household safe. Okay, let's dive into this, because that is the exact question you should be asking yourself about the food currently sitting in your pantry or your freezer. You might have literally just fed your dog breakfast this morning without a second thought, but we really need to pause and verify exactly what was in their bowl. These recalls are active, they're everywhere, and they involve completely different types of diets and hazards. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly what we're up against today. We are dealing with a dual threat. On one hand, we've got the Fromm Family Foods recall, which is all about canned wet food, and the physical hazard of actual metal contamination. On the other hand, we have Oma's Pride, which involves frozen raw dog food and a really serious biological hazard, a severe Salmonella threat. It's kind of like comparing apples and, well, really dangerous oranges. Let's tackle these one by one. Fromm's metal contamination risk, recalled August 21, 2026. All right, so first up, let's talk scale. We are looking at a pretty massive number here, 3,852. That represents the exact number of cases of Fromm turkey pate wet canned dog food affected by this recall. And wait, it doesn't stop there. There are an additional 1,973 cases of their Diner Classic Milo's meatloaf pate involved too. That is literally thousands of cases. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how incredibly specific these identifiers are. I strongly urge you to pause this explainer right now, or maybe grab a screenshot. If you feed your dog from canned food, you have to check these exact specifications. For the turkey pate, you're looking for the 12.2-ounce cans with the UPC code 07270511870. For the meatloaf pate, it's the 12.5-ounce cans, UPC 0727051132324. Both of these share the exact same best buy date, March 20, 2029. And hey, it is absolutely vital to note that no other Fromm products, flavors, or dry kibbles are affected by this, just these specific batches. But hey, before panic sets in, because the idea of your pup ingesting metal is undoubtedly terrifying, I want to highlight this absolutely crucial fact. As of right now, there have been exactly 0 confirmed reports of injury or illness related to this Fromm recall. The system caught it, the alert went out, and if you have this food in your house, just returning it completely eliminates the risk. Let's move to and see how this builds in Section 2. Oma's Pride Salmonella Threat, recalled August 17, 2026. This second alert is slightly older, but trust me, it's highly active. Notice the stark contrast in scale here, right? We're looking at a much smaller number. This recall affects just 639 bags of the frozen Woof Complete Canine chicken recipe. But please do not let that smaller number fool you into a false sense of security. While the Fromm recall had 0 reported illnesses, this much smaller batch from Oma's Pride actually carries confirmed, documented health consequences. The timeline and the trigger for this one are honestly pretty alarming. The FDA received a consumer complaint, which prompted them to test a sample of the product. The result? A positive confirmation for Salmonella. This batch of food was originally manufactured early this year, on January 27, 2026. And tragically, 3 dogs have already gotten sick from eating this specific tainted batch. If you feed raw, you need to go check your freezer stash immediately. We're hunting for these 6-pound gusseted stand-up pouches, the ones that contain 12 individually wrapped, 8-ounce vacuum-sealed portions. The critical codes you need to match are lot BB012729 and UPC 87938400145 They have an expiration date of January 27, 2029. These bags shipped out between February 12th and May 15th, 2026. They went out to wholesale and retail accounts across 11 different states, spanning from California and Nevada all the way over to New York and Virginia, and they were also shipped directly to consumers frozen through online orders. If those numbers match what's sitting in your freezer right now, you have the tainted lot. Section 3. Spotting sickness and the zoonotic impact of Salmonella. Raw food recalls carry a totally different dynamic because Salmonella is an aggressive bacteria that jumps species. In pets, it causes lethargy, bloody diarrhea, vomiting, fever, and severe abdominal pain. But for humans who simply handle this contaminated food and maybe forget to wash their hands, the stakes are just as high. We're talking nausea, cramping, and fever. And in severe cases, it can actually lead to arterial infections or endocarditis, which is a really scary inflammation of the inner lining of the heart's chambers, along with arthritis. So the crucial point is this. Let's say you fed your dog the Omas Pride chicken recipe, and your dog is currently bouncing around the living room looking perfectly fine. You absolutely cannot assume you're in the clear. Healthy pets can easily act as symptomless carriers of Salmonella. That means they could be actively shedding the bacteria through their saliva or feces right into your home environment, silently putting the humans in the house at risk of all those severe symptoms we just talked about.
Section 4. Action steps for owners and how to keep your family safe.
Okay, so what do we do next? We're going to walk through this exact procedure step by step so you can fully neutralize the threat in your home. Number 1, stop feeding the recalled Fromm or Omas Pride products immediately. Don't finish the can, don't finish the bag. Number 2, dispose of the food safely so wildlife or stray animals can't get to it, or just return it directly to the place of purchase. Number 3, and guys, this is incredibly important for the Salmonella risk, you must wash and heavily sanitize all pet bowls, measuring cups, countertops, and storage containers that came into contact with the food. And finally, number 4, if you're dealing with the Omas Pride recall, you can contact them directly at hello@omaspride.com for a full refund. I do want to include this direct statement issued by Omas Pride to their customers regarding this lot. They stated, "The health and safety of pets and the people who care for them is our highest priority. We are proud of the food we make, and we remain committed to producing high-quality, biologically appropriate pet food." It's a pretty important moment of company accountability in the face of an FDA-confirmed contamination. Which leaves us with this final thought for today's explainer. When thousands of cans potentially containing heavy metals and hundreds of bags harboring severe cross-species bacteria manage to slip into our pantries and freezers, we have to ask ourselves, how closely are we really monitoring our pets' plates? It's a stark reminder that the food supply chain, even for our furry best friends, requires our absolute constant vigilance. So go check those cans, check those lot numbers in your freezer, and keep your family safe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next explainer.